Nomad, this is Bowman. Been a long time. You probably weren't expecting to go back to Aroa so soon. Let me set the scene. The US Army never landed. Ships have been deployed to blockade the archipelago's perimeter. Every major nation is represented, with fingers on the trigger for whoever dares to claim control over Aroa's technological resources. Sounds like a grand old tropical paradise, doesn't it? The CIA's been covertly working with the Outcasts and their leader Haruhi Ito to declare Aroa a free and autonomous nation. Our solution? We send the Ghost to deal with the inevitable Sentinel resistance that'll arise while leaving no trace of our involvement.
All right. That's enough of all that, Karen Bowman. Well, as you can see, we're back with Karen Bowman again. This is the CIA operative that we used to work with in Ghost Recon Wildlands, if you ever played the game. Hello everyone and welcome. I've created this tutorial to show you how to get the Optical Camo, aka the Invisibility, in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I'm going to show you how to get it fast and easy without having to complete any of the Conquest, which is also called Operation Motherland. Now, I will say this, Conquest is actually pretty fun. It is a side mission for Breakpoint. I do recommend you get it and play it. But for this tutorial, we are going to bypass all of that and grab the good stuff. So let's get right into it. Here's a sneak peek of the Optical Camo in action. Okay, looks great. So the first thing we want to do is head over here to the Windy Islands, and this is the Passage Point bivouac we want to jump to. This is where we're actually going to get started with the very first beginning of the mission for Conquest. We are going to be heading down to this location here, looking for Ito, who for all intents and purposes is the leader of the resistance. So let's go ahead and get into Conquest. If you purchased this part of the program, Operation Motherland, it's right here in the middle in your missions. Go ahead and turn it on. Now make sure that you saved anything that you needed to save on the regular game, because it will actually quit out of the regular game. You're going to want to put on your Panther class. We're going to use the cloaking spray that it offers to sneak past the Behemoths, because that's one of the ways we're going to be getting our Optical Camo up so quickly. I always recommend getting the entry resistance while you're in the bivouac, no matter what your gameplay is. They have some other perks that you can use there, but for me it is injury resistance. The less likely I am to go down, the quicker I can get things done. So let's take a look at the loadout. Now clearly I'm a 181. I'm not a 250 player, 300 player. I'm still ranking up in this character that I'm using. So you don't have to be 250 or 300 or anything of that nature to actually do Conquest. I would recommend that you're probably over level 100 because you're going to be going up against some Invisibility characters and boat arcs. So on the perks, I'm going to use Ballistic Advantage. I always like to use that one as my main perk so that I can get good clean shots. You could use Sensor Hack here if you want, but we're not really going to be fighting the Behemoths, so we can avoid having to do that. We kind of want to be sneaky, and we want to be fast. Definitely want to be able to run in and get the Camo Points. So I'm going to turn on the Burst Force Hack, and I'm going to turn on the Slim Shadow Hack, so we can actually sneak in pretty quick and sneak out again without being seen. And the next preparation we're going to want to get is a helicopter. Now, a regular helicopter just won't do. I always recommend getting the Overseer Mark II with rockets. It is a heat-seeking rocket setup that you can shoot 2 at a time. And so if you have the skill credits to get this, I would definitely recommend going ahead and purchasing it. I also recommend in regular gameplay to grab one. You can grab whichever one you want. I'm not talking about the Gatlins here, but I am talking about the rockets, the Mark II. I like the Hill version. It kind of goes with every terrain that there is. You could get the regular standard version if you want with the rockets. The Mark II has the Heat Seeker, and the Overseer standard version Mark II with Heat Seeker and rockets, it's going to change its color depending on what terrain you're located in. Again, that's why I like to grab the Hill colored. So it's not a big difference in price. 15,000. If you have it, I would just go ahead and get it for the overall 60,000. There it is. Looks good. One of the fastest helicopters you can get. It also carries 6 people. Not a lot of the other helicopters do that. Alright, now we're going to go into our missions board, and here's Conquest in the middle. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and skip through all the pleasantries and listening to Karen Bowman talk about the new mission and so forth and so forth and so forth. We can go ahead and bypass all that. So once that's finished, it's going to have us come over here to the Windy Islands, and this is the Passage Point Bivouac, where we're going to have to, unfortunately, listen to Karen Bowman talk to us for a little bit. She's going to give us a quick rundown on how we're going to help liberate Aroa for Ito and the Outcasts. So initially we're going to be talking to Karen just through the first part of the walkthrough. This is Ito's camp we're looking down at. We're going to have to grab some intel real quick. Now we're not going to do a lot of missions, like I said. We're going to go straight into getting the Optic Camo as soon as possible. But unfortunately we don't get the Optic Camo until about the 4th mission we do. So let's go ahead and knock this out real quick, and then I'll show you where you can pick up the Optic Camo. Now the Optic Camo is only going to be a pickup. It doesn't last very long. It needs battery and a bunch of other things I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you how to get the Camo Points to actually upgrade it to its top level. You want to send your drone down to each of these little yellow spots. You have to get within 100 meters so that you can get the little talking from Karen Bowman about what's going on, or you're telling her what's going on. And once you're done with that, we're going to get right into the mission. Once we get down there, we're going to want to go into our IR infrared or thermal vision so that we can actually see some of these invisible boat arcs, because unfortunately, even in regular gameplay, you're not going to be able to see them. They're going to sneak in and around on you, and they're going to shoot at you. And so we definitely want to take those guys out. But if you can't see them, you can't shoot them. So
looking more and more like Operation Motherland.
Let's get to it. And we're done. Once you've liberated this little camp of its boat arcs, we're going to find out that Ito is not here, and we need to go do some other side missions and some destabilizing missions in the region to try to find where she's located. That's pretty simple because we've already purchased the Mark II rockets Overseer, and that's going to help us out tremendously on the next gameplay. I'm going to grab this helicopter here. Gonna head right back up to the bivouac. I mean, we could easily just fast travel to it, but this is a little bit quicker. The reason I want the bivouac is I don't want this helicopter. This helicopter has nothing attached to it, so I'm gonna run over here in the bivouac. I'm gonna grab my purchased helicopter, and then we're gonna get to it. So now that we left the camp, we checked on Ito. We found that she was captured and being held. We're going to go ahead to take care of these first 3 missions to where we can get to the Optic Camo. When you open this loadout, you're going to check and see. They're going to show you these missions here. There are several zones that you can go into. Some of them are no-fly zones and some of them are not. Golem Island up here is also a no-fly zone, but we're not actually going to be doing the missions for Golem Island. Now, first we're going to go ahead and take out these boat arc mobility, destroy these vehicles. Then we're going to move up after we get these 4 vehicles to the Parliament area. We're going to take out the checkpoints. Alright, so I've taken out the movement and I've taken out the Parliament checkpoints. Now I'm heading over to get the prisoners. I'm going to help them escape now. And we're going to go drop them off at their pickup point. And they're going to give me the intel to move on to pick up the Optic Camo. And as I mentioned before, this is actually the last mission we'll have to do in Conquest whatsoever. From here on, we'll just go straight to getting the Optic Camo. Okay, now that we've liberated the UC Sparkle mission, which is the lower region, and we've saved all these prisoners, we've taken out all the trucks that were moving around, and we've helped Parliament, we're going to go ahead and get the opening of the 4th mission, which will take us to the Optic Camo, and that's located right here. So I could just drop down and fight the camp, but it's the reason I bought this helicopter, and I love this helicopter. Let's go ahead and utilize what it has to offer. Alright, we've gone ahead and taken out pretty much all the topside enemies here. We're going to go ahead inside the building. Oh goodness, look at these guys that got assassinated. Alright, so now that this area has been sanitized, we can come over here to this crate, and there is your Optic Camo located inside. We're going to open and get that camo out. And there we go. Now we have the Optic Camo. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. If you go to your loadout, it's now located on the bottom left hand corner. It tells you have your Optic Camo there. Here you'll see your regular gear, and here is Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 3. It actually shows you how many camo points you're going to need to actually advance up to the next level. And if you look here, I'm going to show you why we wanted the Behemoth locations. Every single Behemoth location offers you 1,000 camo points. It's inconsistent on the other areas. You're going to find some areas that offer 800. You're going to find some areas that are 12, 16, 1,400. But look at all these Behemoth locations. Every single one of them is going to give you that 1,000 camo points. And again, there is 21 locations for Behemoth, so that's 21,000 camo points that we're going to be getting. Just taking a quick look here at some of the locations of the camo points that we're going to have to go to after we're done with the Behemoths. There's 200, 400, some 800s, and in some cases 14 and 1600 locations that we'll be able to hit. Okay, so if we look here, this is going to be one of the first Behemoth locations I'm going to jump to. And I'm going to want to go straight to the nearest bivouac. So here's the Behemoth location, has 1,000 camo points. And I'm going to jump to the closest bivouac between that location. So let's go. So I didn't need to show you opening the bivouac and getting my helicopter situated. We can go ahead and bypass that part. So I have my helicopter now, and I'm going to be heading over to this location. Like I said, this is the nearest and quickest. I want to start here. And I'm kind of going to snake my way around the map as I pick up these camo points. I'm going to show you these first initial pickups, and then I'm going to also show you how to get around the no-fly zones. Now, in Conquest, it has a bunch of no-fly zones. I'll show you that in just a minute, and I'm going to definitely show you how to get past those without taking any damage or dying, and just to quickly move about the map. As we get close, I'm going to want to take a look as best as I can without getting spotted and try to see where the Behemoth is located. And once I do actually identify where he's located, I'm going to get as close as I can without getting spotted. I don't want him to activate. I do want to sneak past him, so looks like he's right over there. I'm going to set down over here, and I'll be able to just sneak in, grab these points, and get out. Again, this is why you have your Panther class on. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to activate that. Watch these little nodes you run past, because once you go past those, they can apparently hear your footsteps, even if they're nowhere near the area. For some reason, I'm guessing there's a sensor or something along the lines of how that works. So, but now he doesn't hear me. I'm using the cloaking spray. I don't have invisibility yet. You got to be cautious just in case he comes around, but he shouldn't be able to see us at least for about a minute. I believe the cloaking spray is going to last us a minute. So there we go. I've got 1,400 camo points so far, so good. That was the 400 initial and the 1,000. Then I'm going to jump back out to a bivouac as fast as possible. So while he doesn't see us, I'm going to go ahead and mark the next Behemoth location I'm going to, and the nearest bivouac. Let's go. And thanks to the cloaking spray for Panther class, I was able to just get in very quickly, undetected, and jump to the next bivouac. And here we are getting to the next nearest Behemoth. I'm going to take a look and see where he's located, and I saw him right over there. So I'm going to park this one. Oh, getting seen, but I definitely want to get out of the way of being able to be seen. That wasn't actually the Behemoth that was seeing me, that was a SAM launcher. So I want to get down as quick as possible and get out of here. I'm going to sneak over here. Remember, we have the stealth on us, so that actually helps us travel over here. Alright, now you're seeing the dangerous area warning. The reason that kicks up, it says that it's a level 200 area. That's definitely because I'm not a 200. Now I threw on my cloaking spray here. Unfortunately, I believe he's actually going to wake up for some reason. The cloaking spray did not work. Maybe it was because I was running before I used it. So I'm going to get in here as fast as possible because he's already lighting me up with the explosives. I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and I'm going to run out as quickly as I can. And so I wanted to show you guys that you can actually get away once they start firing at you if you just have that speed burst on. I'm trying the cloaking spray again, but he's already alert to me, so he knows where I'm at. Now, it's been a few seconds between him firing those rockets off. You got to be careful when you go get in your helo, because if he has already taken so many seconds between rockets, he actually could blow you up while you're getting in the helo. So let's go on and get out of here and get clear so I get to another bivouac. Alright, once I was able to get out of that last area and get away from being detected, I was able to fast travel to the next bivouac and get my helicopter again, and then go to the next available Behemoth. Now you might not recognize this location. This is actually where you get your M4A1. If you've seen some of my other tutorials, you'll see this is where I show you where to go. This guy's going to be roaming around a little bit. You'll notice that he doesn't have the marking to tell us that it's a high level area. That's because he's actually lower than what my current level is. I'm a 181, I think, and he's less than a 181. He's maybe a 150, 100, something along those lines. So I definitely were able to get through here quickly without him spotting me using the cloaking spray. I'm going to grab the camo and get out of here. And you'll also notice that that cloaking spray that time actually worked, and he didn't spot me no matter what, even running up. So I was able to get out of there. I do now have 3,400 camo points. I'm going to go ahead and start upgrading my levels. That's going to be the battery, the action, the reloading rate. I'm not going to be able to get to that efficiency rate just yet, but we are already into the Mark 1 level. Mark 3 clearly being the highest we're going to get to. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to deal with the no-fly zone areas. So as soon as we get in this helicopter here that I've spawned, it's going to tell us that we cannot fly, that it's going to hit us with the drone strike from above here. So as soon as I get to a certain height, once I know they're coming in to get us, I'm going to go ahead and jump out and parachute. And there is the no-fly zone warning that pops up of the drone swarm coming in to get us. Now, they will kill you if you stay in the helicopter, so I'm going to get a little bit of height, and as soon as I have enough height and I know they're coming in, I'm going to go ahead and jump out and parachute. Now, I'm not concerned with the helicopter. We can just respawn at any time we go to another bivouac, but I do want to watch how close I get when I land. I don't want him to be alert that I'm coming in, so I'm going to try to land outside these little sensors that he has located all the way around him. Every camp you go to is going to have those sensors, so I'm going to go ahead and try to land outside of them and walk in as quickly and quietly as possible. Let's take a look and find out where he's located. There he is. He's on the other side of this building, which is great. We can actually sneak pretty close to it before having to use the Panther spray. Let's go ahead and do it since he's starting to be active. I'm gonna go ahead and run in, grab our camo, and get the heck out of here. And that's it. That's all you have to do to get past the no-fly zones. Is you make sure that you grab that helicopter, you get up in the air as quickly and high as possible before they strike you, jump out and parachute as quietly as you can, get to as close as you can to the Behemoth locations, sneak in, grab your points, and get the heck out. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and jump back in here. This is the very last Behemoth location. This is number 21. It is a level 200 Behemoth because he's one of the toxic Behemoths. But if you notice, I've used both the Panther spray and the Optic Camo that I've got on probably 2/3 or more than 2/3 of the way up. I could literally walk up to this guy right now and put a bumper sticker on him. He'd probably never see me. So it's definitely doing its job. Here is the last of the Optic Camo in the 1000 range. There we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it's bought me. So if you notice, I only have Mark III and the very last one here for the reloading rate and the Mark II area. And I'm almost done. And now that all the Behemoths are done, it is time to move on to collecting points at different locations. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit some camps for some camo points. Now, it's kind of the same thing as we did with the Behemoths. It's a get in and get out situation. We're going to get in as fast as we can, and we're going to get out as fast as we can. The best way to find out where the camo points are located in camps is not going to be your drone. Unfortunately, the camo points don't show up from looking around with your drone. You're going to actually have to physically be within about 200 meters, I believe, of the actual camo points before they show up on your map. So I also like to run night ops when I do these. For some reason the NPCs are not quite as alert at night, so that's what I'm going to do. The camo points are probably going to be located in one or two of these buildings, and just here I know that there's some snipers, so I want to make sure that I avoid those snipers. And let's get to it. Get a little low first and go ahead and deploy the parachute. As I'm coming overhead, give it just a second, and there you go. See, the camo points are actually popping up. I was incorrect about them being on this rooftop in this building, but that's easy. We can get to those pretty quick. So there's one over there, and then if we turn around and look on the map, there's also one over here. That's exactly what we need, so we're just going to try to sneak over to them as fast as possible. Grab this one since no one's alert. I'm going to get out of here as quickly as possible like we did with the Behemoths. I'm going to go to my map, find the nearest bivouac, and get going. So here's a good example. So once you parachute into a location, let's say you did set them off and they are alert. Well, we're still on a mission. We still need to get what we need. They don't really know where I'm at, even if you see that they're alert there on the map. You can see the red with the yellow. They can't find me just yet, so I'm going to grab these camo points, and as soon as I get them, I'm getting the heck out of Dodge. So now that I've gone ahead and got that last crate, I'm gonna take off and find the nearest exit. And I want to say, once you get to about 400 meters away from anyone that is red or yellow alert to your position, you're going to go ahead and lose the alert. They're going to not be able to find you, and then you're going to see the red go off your map over there so you can fast travel. So I'm just going to run into the nearest direction away from the camp that will keep them from being able to find me. They're no longer alert. So if you look here on the map, you'll see once I hit about that 400 range, they're no longer alert, so I can go ahead and fast travel. Alright, so I've gone ahead and finished the last camp that I need to get the Optic Camo from. And let's take a look here. Alright, so 5100, I only needed 4800. That's going to leave me 300. That's okay, I have some leftovers, but I'm maxed out. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this is going to look like during the night. Wow, that looks incredible. And if we look at our camo gauge over here to the left, we can see it going down as slow as it is. Let's take a look and see how fast it goes back up. Wow, that's quick. Now let's take a look at it during the day. Just as incredible as it was for nighttime. Looking at the gauge going down here. And let's see how fast it goes back up. Great. Well, that's going to be it for this tutorial. I hope it was helpful to you, and thank you for watching.